Hello, I'm Sharon with Flat World Knowledge. Welcome to this brief interview with Talia Bauer, lead author on her new organizational behavior book with Flat World Knowledge. Hi, Talia.
Hi, Sharon.
Well, let's get started. Would you be so kind as to tell our listeners why you decided to write an organizational behavior textbook?
Yeah, that's a great question. My co-author and I, Baron, felt like we had a lot to say about organizational behavior, and we wanted to share it. We share it with our students, 25 to 45 at a time, but to be able to share it with a larger audience. And when we started talking about it, we really thought about we have very different styles, but we have some common beliefs about organizational behavior. And the key one was that it matters. And that the other piece of that was really that we need to have evidence-based information in the textbooks and really base it on the research that we know about. And then the other key, I guess, is just this idea that different students really learn in different ways. So to the degree we can teach them, really touching on all those different ways, it can be helpful. And then this idea of no substitute for hands-on learning. I mean, that's just really key for us. I think we're very active teachers in the classroom, and we really like to engage our students. So if we could come up with a book that could capture all those things, we were pretty excited about the prospect.
Now, you've kind of alluded to it, I think, but please tell the listeners what about this book kind of makes you most proud.
Yeah, I think the more we talked about what we wanted to include, again, those beliefs really drove it, and we came on this idea of the organizational behavior toolbox. The idea that we have some students who have never worked a day in their life, never even had an internship, and then on the other hand, students who've been out there and working for decades. And so how do you bridge that gap? And we came to this idea of the OB toolbox, that we wanted to give people something that they could use immediately, or if they weren't working, put it in their toolbox and save it until they were. And so we wanted to make those very hands-on, very relevant, and really speak in the language of students where they were at.
That's outstanding. So well, I know how happy we are at Flat World Knowledge that you chose to publish with us, but could you tell our listeners why you made the decision to choose, or the decision, if you will, to publish with Flat World Knowledge?
Yeah, it's another great question. In talking with other publishers who had approached me over the years, I just knew that I didn't want to write just another OB textbook. There are a lot out there, and so to just throw another one at the market didn't make a lot of sense. And so when we heard the Flat World model, it just really resonated with us. All the problems that we've had over the years or we've heard colleagues complain about seem to be solved with the model. And, kind of going through those quickly, this idea that we hear people, students complaining that, I bought the whole book, but the professor only used 2/3 of it. I had to pay for all those chapters. Or the idea that textbooks are just too expensive. We hear that kind of from every sector, including Congress and other people in the community. And so the ability to customize the books, to use what you need and order them in the order that you need, really solves that kind of faculty perspective of not having the students say, well, why did I have to get this when I wasn't going to use it? And then also the fact that Flat World is really just delivering in so many different ways, including free online. It's something that you can be proud of, getting the access out there and giving people the option that if they want to purchase a book, they can, but not having to, which kind of leads to the next one. We hear all the time at the bookstore that, they're out of books, or I ordered from Amazon, but my book won't be here for 2 or 3 weeks. And so that is a completely solved thing as well with Flat World. Basically, it's available immediately. If you order it, it's going to show up at your door, but if you have a test tomorrow, you have access to it online. So all those things, and then I think, those are kind of a business case reasons, but more fundamentally just feeling really supported and being able to work with such a great team at Flat World Knowledge. That was an exciting prospect. So all that together kind of made it, easy to say, yeah, that's what we want to do.
That's great. That's great. And like I said, we're thrilled that you're here. So thank you, Talia, for your time today.
Thank you. Sharon.
Oh, no problem. Thank you to all of your listeners out there for your interest in organizational behavior by Talia Bauer and Baron Ardwan. And thank you for your interest in Flat World Knowledge. Bye now.